Have you ever seen the YouTuber Retro Bird?
Retro Bird. Hold on. I'm gonna
Look him
Google
up,
it.
would you? I like this guy. I'm all about Retro Bird.
Oh, I've seen his thumbnails.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
does kind of look like a bird.
He's got a long neck and he's real tall. He's about 6'4". And his shtick, EJ, is that he's like a lame Midwestern mom.
What,
That's
really?
the joke. The joke is that the entire time he's talking about going zippity doodah and hippity yay and in Star Fox 64.
Star Fox 64. Oh, we've gone into the 3D territory. This is where some people watching start heading for the hills.
It's like he's doing like the Bobby's World mom, like now then there yet now. He's kind of that guy.
If you have some games in nice condition, it sure would be nice to keep them that way. First things first, wash your filthy hands. Even if they're not that filthy, just wash them anyways. Of course, not eating while handling your game stuff will help as well. And if you do want to eat, try to favor dry stuff or anything that won't stick to your fingers. But still, I'd say for the most part, you're better off just avoiding food altogether, although I suppose you could always try getting creative to work around this.
He'll make a joke about like Dance Dance Revolution. It'll be like, check out my moves. Like the joke is that he's lame, and that he's sad and he's lonely, and it's pretty fucking funny.
How could we forget the king of all video games that came right at the end of the 90s? That's right, DDR.
Move your body. Move your body.
All of the topics are like discussion topics, like. Is it okay to be a shelf collector? And then it's like, that's the question on everybody's mind. Is it okay to leave all your games up on a shelf? Because shelves are only good for two things, holding my games and holding my bananas or something.
A shelf collector refers to somebody who puts their games on a shelf, something we pretty much all do, but it's designated towards specific collectors that are implied to mostly care about, or perhaps only care about, owning and displaying it. But hold on a second. If putting something on a shelf and never using it is an offense, then we've got a lot of offenders. My grandma kept this cookbook on a shelf that I never saw her use once. What a jerk.
And they'll do little gags that are like him putting a banana on a shelf or something. I don't know. I love it.
Maybe I need to subscribe.
Yeah, I'm selling him hard here. The conclusion to his controversial questions are always like, whatever floats your boat.
The most common criticism that I get on my channel is that by trying to look at things from various different sides instead of just one, it means I don't have an opinion, when my opinion is that all these different sides matter. I don't just care about what I personally prefer. I care about the broad, diverse spectrum of opinions that are out there for any given subject.
Well,
It's always like it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to collect or to gatekeep. Or God forbid, he does a video about like 5 things I don't, trends in games I don't like. Games that are too freaking long. Some of them, playing Red Dead 2 sounds like a death sentence for me to play it a second time.
I see this one. Are CRTs necessary for retro gaming? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you better believe the answer is, it depends.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, some people like a CRT. You're allowed to not like a CRT if you want to. I personally like bananas.
There you have it, my personal breakdown of how I evaluate the different potential benefits of CRTs compared to the alternatives, and why I personally choose to play on a CRT. I'd like to remind everyone that we don't need to go to war in the comments. How you choose to play your games is completely valid regardless of who you convince. Which, as far as changing somebody's mind with angry online comments, I'm going on, yep, nearly my entire lifetime, never seen it happen.
I can get behind this.
Yeah, we all need a shtick. and we all need to make people laugh and be entertained. This is the first time I've seen a grown man decide that the shtick is that he's a lame mom. And he is. He's gangly and humongous. You know, he looks like he looks like a big vegan dinosaur or something. Whatever floats your boat.
Gallimimus.
Galgamimus. Do you think he saw us, Rex? I can't get, and I just keep clicking his shit because he goes down so easy, and he never does game capture. By the way, it's another odd thing about him. He just films his CRT. He's got like 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, he's got like an outro song that's like, he's the retro bird, and he's talking about video games.
He's the retro bird, yeah. And he's talking about video games. He's the retro bird, oh yes. And he hopes that you liked what he had to say.
I'm freeze framing on an image of him like picking up a 32-inch CRT from his legs. He is a dinosaur.
Yeah, he's a big giant guy. Back then when I was a kid and we went to the pizza parlor and they had Donkey Kong Country. Now, I didn't know what a Donkey Kong was.
One of my older sisters was having a pizza party at a pizza parlor with her soccer team. Oh my goodness, is that Donkey Kong Country hooked up to a TV for everyone to play? Except I didn't know what Donkey Kong Country was at the time. I went over to check it out and it just looked so fun. Naturally, the bigger kids hogged it. So there I was, sad and straining to get a look at it. No turns for poor little me. But now I'm 6'4", own the game myself, and can have as many turns as I want. Who's getting the last laugh now? Me. The answer is me. All I had to do was wait 20 years.
It's a good time. I recommend, and I'm sure our viewers know the Retro Bird. Maybe we can, if you know what? Every time I talk about a YouTuber, turns out they watch the fucking show. So
yeah, probably.
Hey, Retro
So,
Bird,
hi.
if you're out, do you want to come on the show? I would have you on in a second, dude. I'd make you a permanent fixture on this show. You want to do your lame mom thing right here.
I haven't watched a single video and I'm already a fan.
It's the Retro Bird podcast, and let me tell you, it reminds me of what's her name? Jane Lynch. Do you know her?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she does the same thing, that little kind of suggestive but lame mom thing, and I'm tall too, just like Retro Bird.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.